You gonna play that dastardly intro again?
Ow! This movie's still fine.
Coley pasta.
One of them dies, that goes screw. One of them's a hottie, his name is Jay. One of them looks like Johnny Depp, and his name is Johnny Depp.
Classic Maximum Joseph.
You forget that films are supposed to have a point.
Hello and welcome to the worst idea of all time, season 3, episode
12.
A cool dozen. Not a baker's dozen, a real dozen.
Not yet.
Let's right up
You're
top.
a baker. We've done a dozen.
Yeah, a normal
we've done
dozen.
12.
Not one of your dozens. A normal dozen. A regular mathematical dozen. A metric dozen. My name is Tim Batt.
And my name is Guy Montgomery. And I'll tell you what I'm a big fan of, Tim.
Yes?
It's an internet provider called Big Pipe.
Tell me more.
Well, you usually do this part of the of the ad lib. So
I like how bold you've been with the,
I love
the
him.
sponsor.
I love him. I can't quite put my finger on why exactly, but just
Yeah.
know I love him. I know that they won't lay hands on your family.
They won't throttle
It's a company policy.
your internet speed, nor members of your kin.
No, or friends.
They
In fact,
won't
I think they have a
murder
company-wide policy that there's no throttling
There's no throttling allowed.
at all of anyone, not even competitors.
They don't do it.
They're all for a fair market.
Yep.
They're not going to go around to Vodafone and start, wringing necks, although they bloody well could, couldn't they?
Yeah, I don't think anyone would get too upset if they did, but they don't do that. They play by the rules. They're good. They're good boys. They're good internet boys and girls. Go visit them at bigpipe.co.nz if you're in New Zealand, which is the vast minority if you're listening, and get yourself some good ass internet because they really are the best, especially for fiber. Especially for fiber.
Americans are just sweating with fury and jealousy right now at the notion they cannot get on board.
Fuck, I would be if I was in America. They've got the worst internet companies. Comcast gets consistently voted the worst company. Anyway, I would like to introduce our guest for this episode, the first guest for the season. And this is very special for a number of reasons. Number one, because the guest is awesome.
That's true. That does add a...
You possibly haven't heard of her yet. Would I be right?
But you
Would I
can
be-
hear her laughing.
Would I be right in saying that?
Most definitely haven't heard of me yet.
Okay.
Unless you're a friend or a family
Yeah.
member.
Get on board now because then that really shows you're ahead of the curve
You are
in
hearing
terms of adopting what is and is not popular yet.
the sultry tones of Alice Snedden, ladies and gentlemen.
Forecasting her own success.
Yeah, well, you got to be bold in this world. It's dog eat dog.
You are not wrong.
Hey, Alice.
Yeah.
What did you think about the movie We Are Your
Oh, no, hold
Friends?
on.
You want to keep bigging her up?
No, I just want a little bit of context as to why we've gotten Alice on in particular, which is her own podcast
Yes.
that she does.
Oh, yeah.
With Rose
Sorry.
Matafeo,
Yeah.
who has been on the podcast a couple of times as a
Yes.
guest. Do you want to describe it?
Yeah, sure. It's a podcast where the two of us chat to each other about the things we like. It's called Boners of the Heart, and the first season is about men and ladies. We would engage in romantic, theoretical romantic relationships with.
I've been describing it to people as, because I produced the podcast for you guys.
Thank you very much. I've been meaning to say that.
Genuinely
The
a
time
pleasure.
you've put into it has just really meant a
You
lot
saying
to
thank
me.
you has released a lot of tension in the room.
Oh,
I got the
good.
sense that Tim thought you were a little ungrateful.
I've been fishing for 7 weeks for 1 ounce of gratitude, and I've finally got it. I'm like a
Yeah.
mouse with the cheese now. I'm a cat with the cream.
You know what happens when the mouse gets the cheese?
It's what?
It's when they die.
It's like the
Oh,
dog
why?
finally getting the car.
Oh, because they get killed. And
It's
the
like
rat
the
in
dog
trap.
getting the car, yeah.
They've got nowhere else to go.
Oh, yeah, that's quite sad, isn't it? But also a lovely way to die.
The way that I've been describing the podcast,
Die doing
Alice,
what it loves.
the way I've been describing Bonus of the Heart to
Yeah.
other people is you two, you and Rose, describing your unlikely celebrity crushes.
Yeah, that's a much
lot of
better
the time.
description than the one I just proffered.
I think
And in the first episode, sorry guys, step all over you.
I think they're both great descriptions, I just wanted to say.
Thank you.
So
His
different,
was
yeah.
more efficient and probably more accurate.
The first episode is Rose trying to justify her romantic love for Rick Moranis.
Yes.
And not even like a younger Rick Moranis, like present day.
Especially not
Moranis.
younger Rick Moranis.
And then you go to describe in quite graphic detail a sex dream you had about Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Well, if
I'd
that
stand
isn't
by it.
a hell of a tease, I don't know what is.
It's really good.
You have no choice but to stand
joy
by your
recording.
dream.
I could take it all back. But I'd love to have it again, actually, just for a refresher. Given the opportunity, well, why not?
And it's more curiosity than anything. For me, if I had the opportunity to have a sex dream about Danny DeVito, I would also take it.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to have
same.
it. Yeah, of course you would.
He's an interesting
special
guy.
thing.
Isn't it weird you can do whatever you want in your dreams?
You chose
All
to
of
use
us
it for that.
chose to have sex with Danny DeVito.
Imagine if we all shared one big joint dream and all showed up to have sex with Danny DeVito and the other two people were there.
Whoa.
I thought it was my turn to fuck Danny.
Yeah.
Is this just
We all just
playing
started
out?
fighting over her.
Is this just happening in one person's head, or is this like a networked dream? Like
In my head,
Inception?
we're all sleeping and the dreams
Yeah.
are joined up above us in the
Let's
sky.
tonight, before we all go to sleep,
Yeah, think about Danny
put all of
DeVito.
our effort into trying to have sex with Danny DeVito
We'll
in
all
our
kiss
dreams.
a photo of Danny DeVito before we go to
Yes.
sleep.
Hopefully your podcast is out by the time this episode
Yeah.
comes out, so you should search for that wherever you get podcasts.
Please
It's probably
do.
iTunes. I know how it
Is
works.
it statistically high
Not me,
chance?
not this guy. I use Pocket Cast because I've got an Android. It's a great app.
Yeah.
But wherever you get it, search for Bonus of the Heart.
Unbelievable.
Or hopefully also the website for the podcast network is up by the time this episode releases, which is littleempirepodcasts.com.
An extension to what Alice and you were just proudly trumpeting your loyalty to Android. During the film,
Yeah.
Zaccoli took a phone call on his Samsung S3, and Alice was very rude about his choice of cell phone, and then went on to say, I believe, and I quote, I hate it when they don't use...
Oh no, you were like, see, that's how you get... You
Yeah,
tell
I
it.
said I hate it when they don't use iPhones in movies because then you know it's product placement.
Every
Because
fucking time.
who in real life uses anything but an iPhone?
The only time that's
Except for
definitely
Tim
true.
Batt.
The only time it's definitely
It's
true
like
is
a
if
wild
you see,
conspiracy theorist.
if you see a Windows phone in anything.
Oh,
Then you
yeah.
know someone's paid an exceptional amount of money to get that in the frame.
It would never make me buy a non-iPhone product to see it in a film. I just think like less of the character.
You lose respect.
I lose respect for them because I'm like, the tide
Get
has
your life
moved.
together.
We all know that Apple is dominant. Get on board.
I'm not even gonna take the time or energy to fight you on this.
I love it
It's
when
not
people
worth
get
it.
passionate about their technology products. It's all a game. We're all being owned by the masses. There is no loyalty.
What do you?
I'm just saying, don't get personally attached.
I won't. Alice, to return to the initial question,
Yeah.
which was up for grabs. What did you think of this movie, We Are Your Friends? First time you've seen it.
First time I've seen it, I was quite devastated just by the whole scenario. That it's like bright outside. It's almost distinguishable as a nice day.
Oh, you mean right, like
And
our
then
actual
like was sitting inside
conditions.
watching this film. And I thought it was quite bad, actually. Quite terrible. Yeah. That's my hot take.
It's been the general consensus around the track.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I thought you were thoroughly good company
Thank you.
to watch the film with.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And I've got to, I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure, Tim, you had a similar thing where it was very nice to watch the movie with someone who hasn't seen it before.
Yeah.
And sort of accordingly, you recontextualize the movie to how it's meant to be seen. 'Cause it all blurs into this one kind of meaningless mass once you've seen it a handful of times.
Yeah.
And so to actually get to see all the beats where the movie's meant to like make you feel the things, and it
Oh
got
man,
and
Skrill dying had you so hard. It was a wonderful thing to watch. You
That's true.
reacting
That's true.
in
About-
real time
Do you know
to the
what?
realization that Skrill wasn't coming back.
I know. Here's why I enjoyed that death so much. Because it was a statement. I liked that. You know, it was a bold move to kill off the character we'd seen maybe 4 times in the film.
they had to do something.
They did,
They
yeah.
painted themselves into a corner with the story.
Yeah, and-
they realized nothing had happened, and they had to kill somebody.
Oh, man. He was so lovable right from the get-go. The little guy. I liked him.
You called it.
I did. I said I'm worried for that guy. I'm worried for that little guy.
Very early.
Yeah, but also like he was. I don't know. I don't even know how he died. I was worried that he'd drowned.
He OD'd.
Oh,
It's
okay.
well, to be honest, though, you never fully know it for sure, but that's the general consensus, isn't it?
But there
It could be anything.
There wasn't puke or
We didn't-
anything on him. I
That's
mean, just
true.
if we're getting into the specifics.
Didn't know.
Yeah.
Let's delve
We
right
didn't go
in.
to the
Yeah.
we didn't see him go to the morgue. We don't know
Nah.
the cause of death at all.
Yeah. So did they call an ambulance? They did, didn't they?
But they didn't know the address.
Oh, that's right. He was running outside to see what the address was.
But he can't read numbers. The ambulance never made it.
Oh no!
Well,
It's
he
like-
was probably been
they were just
dead for
buried.
hours.
They buried an empty coffin.
He's legally alive.
He's legally alive. What are you talking
In
about?
what
Well, like,
respect?
Like, he was
they
never
haven't
declared.
informed any. Like the family all came to the funeral, but they haven't like filed it or anything with the.
They
births
didn't
and
file a
deaths.
death certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
That's cool,
I think
though.
Zac Efron will go on to assume his identity.
That's what I'm thinking. Someone should.
Yeah.
It's like a nice suit that's just lying there, you know?
What's his name in the film?
Squirrel.
No, Zac Efron.
Zaccoli.
Oh, Zaccoli. I
No,
thought it was
Zac-
Zuccotti.
It's cold. We've named him Zuccoli.
It is Zaccoli.
Oh.
If you listen closely, you hear all the other characters call him Zaccoli.
Yeah, okay. Righto.
Yeah, Zuccoli. That's nice. That's
I
real
reckon.
nice.
What does it sound like to you?
It sounds like Zuccotti.
What's
Zuccol-
Zuccotti?
Oh, I think it's something Italian.
Very good.
Is it just another made-up word?
No, off the top of my head. I thought it was some sort of Italian food, but now I'm worried I'm thinking of biscotti.
And saying it wrong and cute like a 3-year-old child.
Yeah. No, if I was 3, I'd say Oh, no, hold on. Let me get into
biscotti.
character.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Give me a moment.
Biscotti. No, I wouldn't say it like that. I don't know. I can't identify which letter I'd have
That
trouble
wasn't a
pronouncing.
child. That was just a different adult.
That's all of my range. I'm 27. My range goes from 26 to 28.
Slightly different voices.
I can play a 26-year-old Alice.
I like that you brought some of your skill set into the watch as well, because are you as like qualified lawyer?
Yeah.
What you say?
Yeah,
You've got a.
that is what I say.
You're qualified.
Whether or
to be
not
a
it's the
lawyer.
truth doesn't nothing matter.
That's what I've been telling people.
Don't ask my family.
Who's that?
don't know.
Dad?
Rodney Dangerfield. Who else?
Oh, he's back in the room.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You got real
Yeah.
hung up on the who owns
I
the
did.
rights to the song.
I was concerned because here's the thing, right? The guy who's from the Hunger Games.
James Reed from the Feelers.
Yeah. James Reed from the Feelers. Good to see he's doing stuff still. He
Reinvented himself quite nicely.
he is, yeah. He is like a established DJ, and then Cole is like an up and coming DJ. And there's a scene in the movie where they're making music together, and I got concerned that Cole hadn't like established his legal rights, and that maybe James would be able to steal it off him.
I can't
And-
help but notice you keep saying the word Cole instead of Zuccoli. Like a little knife in my heart every time I
Oh
hear
no,
it.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay,
Zuccoli.
it's okay.
Okay, so Zuccoli, I'm
Yeah.
worried about his legal representation, just like his legal status, and if the track took off, you know, who's going to get that money?
You think maybe
Yeah.
James Reed was using his youthful enthusiasm and like
Absolutely.
and for free labor sort of thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yuck.
I know it's a tough take on that character because we want to love him.
We want to love James Reed. He's a
We want to
lovable,
love him. He's a
flawed-
lovable alcoholic.
He's an anti-hero.
He is. Yeah.
he is a real booze hound.
Yeah.
I remember
Slams
it took
the
me.
piss.
It was a few weeks ago. I forgot to bring it up on the podcast. But when he wakes up really hungover and he's like, "I'm gonna have a
drink?
drink before this hangover gets real,"
Yeah.
he pours like a decent slug of whiskey into
Yeah.
it. It's like midday.
Yeah.
Who wakes up hungover and just has a full glass of whiskey?
That's the point. That's how.
Yeah.
That is this dude.
It took me 10 weeks to realize how crazy that was, though. The rest of the time, I was
Oh,
just like,
no.
oh, of course.
That's an
That's
indictment.
more of a comment on you.
Yeah, I know.
Not
I'm
good.
sorry.
That's fine.
Do you know what I've never understood is how when you say how much whiskey you want, you say 2 fingers. But what if you got fatty fingers or like skinny fingers?
Well, I think
Well,
it's
that's
like
one of the
foot.
few advantages of having fat fingers.
That's true.
Is you say you order how many fingers you want.
Yeah.
So like one finger, and you've got your hands underneath the
Yeah.
bar, and they go okay, and then you slam your finger down, and it's a full glass size. Those are some big fingers.
That's great, eh? Yeah, that's really good. Disadvantages. Can't have a small iPhone.
True that.
You have to have a
Also-
phone with the buttons.
Yeah, it'd be quite tricky to get things out of small places.
What
There
kind
are-
of stuff? What's getting lost?
I don't know. Just like maybe you drop your keys down the back of your bed. You got fat fingers. No, is that not an issue?
That's why
I-
it drives them to drink.
Because I assumed if you had fat fingers, you had fat arms as well.
If you've got fat
you got to pull the
fingers-
bed away from the wall.
If you are so stoked about having fat fingers because you get boozed up all the time,
Yeah.
then maybe it's a good thing you've lost your keys. Yeah, it's like a self
Oh yeah.
correction.
It's evidence
You're
of
right.
God.
You know what?
That's exactly what it is.
Evidence of a higher power.
You got
Intelligent design.
served, atheists.
We just lost our whole atheist listenership. Fuck.
Don't worry.
Agnostics hanging on.
So the big question is, what was your favorite bit of the movie? Did you have a favorite bit of the movie?
Yeah, I did. Gosh, I wish I'd been paying more attention now.
Yeah, sorry, we should have warned you for
Yeah,
that.
that's all right.
We do it every episode. We call it the shining light.
Oh, yes, yeah, no, I know about this. I've listened to the podcast before. I'm a big fan.
Right, show off.
Yeah, my shining light of the film was the bit where
We can go first
You
if you
sound
want.
exactly like I do when I do a shining light. Like
I
a deer in the headlights.
I literally have lost the ability to think on my feet.
Look, this movie is a bit like that. It's completely.
Well, in which case, while you
I feel
mull that
brain
over,
dead. You guys do your shining light, and I'm going to scour the internet. For mine.
struggling to think on your feet is a common recurring theme with this film, and the many failed or not failed, but shot and used improvised scenes. It's a segment called No But, and I don't know if you noticed, I pointed one out to you when they have breakfast, and there's Somali, which is the love interest character, very
Yeah.
well drawn love interest.
Yeah,
And
she's
Zacoli-
a dynamic character, three-dimensional. I learned
fleshed
everything
out.
about her I need to know.
including what information?
yeah, please
Just the
tell me.
fact that she's the love interest. It's everything I needed.
It's everything she's given.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
scene was it was definitely, we know for a fact, improvised between the two actors, and there are other scenes buried within the film wherein this is the case.
That's why it had such a natural feel.
Yeah, very naturalistic conversation about food. But the scene I noticed it with this week was very early on. It's a scene that's always bothered me. It's a piece of editing which really fucks me off no end. When they're in the car going from social to the night, the party where they're on PCP. And Zac Efron says, "So where have you been?" To spin, which is apparently the only word in the thesaurus if you look up DJ, because it's the only way they describe it. And then James Reed from The Fearless starts listing cities.
Yeah.
And that was all just done on the fly. He
Yeah.
was just and saying something like Abu Dhabi, it's in the
They
Middle East.
fucking jump cut within that shot, which makes no
They
sense.
do 3 jump cuts.
Because it's like, I get that you're trying to build a kind of passage of time thing, but it would actually be more powerful if he could just have remembered all of the lines and just
No,
deliver
but
it as
it's,
a list.
that's the thing is he went so off the rails with the improv and just started describing different things in different places.
Antarctica,
The only way-
Niagara
yeah,
Falls,
yeah.
the 7 natural wonders of the world.
You can bet he said like 20 countries where the director was like, our audience won't know those places.
He was gutted. He spent the whole night before the shoot reading an atlas.
It's like Constantinople. It's like, that doesn't exist anymore.
We're time traveling as well. I'm DJing through time.
4 of them were just the suburbs around the neighborhood he grew up in. Oh yeah, I've got my shining light now.
Fabulous.
Okay, so it's the bit where they're standing outside the nightclub and he meets the James from The Fearless, and they're sharing the blunt, which is marijuana mixed with tobacco, and he smokes it and then he throws it away and he goes like, "Is there tobacco? What is there, tobacco in that?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's a blunt." And he goes, "What are you, French?" And Zac Efron goes, "No, I'm American."
I loved how much you loved that, because that was my shining light about 2
Oh,
or 3
was
weeks
it?
ago.
Oh, no.
It is mwah, mwah, mwah. So
It's
good.
So good.
His timing on that is just perfect.
He nails it, which actually launched you into a very brief but sort of enthusiastic spiel about how much you loved Zac Efron in Bad Neighbours.
Yeah, God, I did love him in that film. I did enjoy him heaps in that. And last night I went and saw a production by high school kids of High School Musical.
How was that?
Terrible. Really, just shockingly
How old are the
bad.
kids?
Okay, they range from the ages of about 5 to 18.
Is this another shout out to Jack?
It's not. It's a shout out to Daisy.
Oh, okay.
It could be a shout out to Jack though. I got player of the day this morning at a soccer game. So
That's
well done.
fantastic. Alice has
well
got a
done, Jack.
nephew called Jack who appears in her podcast from time to time.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Do you blame the director or the children for this terrible production?
Well, both. The children were inept. The lead, who played Zac Efron's part, which is why I have such a new respect for him, his voice was breaking.
That's a rough time to throw a musical at someone.
The director had specific beef with that child
Oh my
and built the whole
Really
construct of a musical to pay him out.
That's like an episode of Doug.
It was like they did auditions for the kid who was right bang smack in the middle of puberty.
Oh.
It was so painful.
You know, he would have had a bone of a half the show.
Oh my
as well.
god. And then what made it so much worse was I was there to see my niece, who is like skinny and white and 10 years old. And at one point, she's in like the final rush of kids on the stage. So she's in the last tier of people who matter in the production.
Jesus, you're not leaving that.
She comes on. And I know she's on the stage, but I couldn't fucking pick out which one she was. So I know she was on the stage 4 times, and I saw her twice.
You're a good auntie. You go to stuff you try.
I did. 2.5 hours long.
Jesus.
Ah, right. How long was the movie?
It's like watching
It was
Sex and
High
the
School
City 2.
Musical 1 and 2.
Why? Why would you do that?
To pay the fucking kid out for even longer.
And neither of them were good. And the worst part was he does this song and he's so terrible. He's so, like, the whole audience, it's at the Civic, which is like quite a nice theatre here.
Fuck, that's
The
like the
whole
nicest-
audience is like on knife edge. Like everyone's sunk into their seats. Like they cannot listen to this guy. And then at the end, it's because it's in character, someone has to go to him. That was amazing. And somebody laughed.
How old is this kid?
Oh my god, like 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know, he's in this range.
because
When
I-
does your voice start breaking?
Right.
Yeah,
then.
it's in there. Like the Civic as well is such a prestigious.
Yo,
it's like
big
the
time. It was
fuck.
sullied last night by the behaviour of these children.
And the acoustics in that room are such that you definitely would be able to hear their audience member if you're
Oh,
on stage.
100%. Yeah. Oh, it was
brutal.
so bad. But there were like so many elements of it where, I mean, I could go on and on about it.
Maybe you should. I'm pretty enamored with the idea of us just hearing more about. Yeah, fuck it, I want to hear more.
I wanna
Okay,
hear more.
all right.
Tell me more about this production.
So
Instead of this movie.
part of it was that so there's like maybe 350 children in this production. They are all white, which is like crazy to me because Auckland is only 50% white.
Yeah.
So we're existing in like isolation as if the outside world is not real. And there is one kid who is of diversity. And she's in a wheelchair, a motorized wheelchair.
Oh wow.
And they can't figure out what to do. The company has clearly not understood how to incorporate her into the production.
Right.
So they'll just be doing songs and
Yeah,
dances
yeah.
on stage and then have her wheel onto the side and participate from the side.
Oh, man.
And then at one point they bring her into the middle of the stage and she just does a rotation
Yeah.
on her motorized wheelchair and then motors off the stage. They haven't given her any dance moves or anything like that.
Oh,
Are you
Lord.
sure that Clickhole didn't produce the version of High School Musical you watched last night?
They might have. It was so painful for so many different reasons, and all of the kids were doing American accents. And they couldn't sustain them.
The director is ruthless, just piling as much humiliation.
Okay, this is my last bit about it. So there are scenes set in a classroom, and for some reason the director hadn't like cheated the scenes out to the stage. So literally 20 students would walk onto the stage and sit with their backs to the audience.
What the fuck? That's so dumb. That's basic
No,
stagecraft.
that's realism. That's good. That's the first good thing I've heard about this play.
That's 101, man. That's 101.
That's how you get the
I
best
just felt
performance out of the
so
kids.
bad for the kids who had no dialogue. So the whole point on the production was to sit on the stage with their back to the audience.
Oh,
And you pay $500 to do this.
to be in it.
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
get
there's
paid
your
to
fucking
be...
problem.
Someone's just
Yeah.
profiteering off of this.
Big time. So I reckon they made maybe like 150 to 200 grand.
So the kids all bought their way into the role.
You literally buy your
sense.
you literally buy your way into the role.
Like
Yeah.
like in an auction?
No, not at all like it at an auction.
Set price, 500.
Yeah, more
Wait.
like just a standard exchange of goods for cash.
Hold on. So, Alice, after you've paid the $500,
Yeah, then you
get cast.
Then you get cast.
Okay.
So the people who pay
Yeah.
get to go
did
to
you
the
guys?
audition.
Did you not do this as a kid? I did one of them as a kid. I was in the chorus of Oliver.
Not $500.
Oh yeah, it's very expensive.
That's bizarre.
And then all the parents pay money to come and see the kids in the production.
Fucking double
So,
whammy.
yeah, so
holy
you're guaranteed sold out houses for the entire run.
And if you
This
make it
is
just
fucked
shit
up.
enough and put it on a podcast, people will flood to this
Floods
production.
to it.
You're
is-
inside you're inside the
Yes.
operation.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a cut.
You're a
This is some
plant.
Adam Sandler level bamboozling of punters.
I was
where's the
like
money
an
go?
alternate reality.
Who's getting all that
I
cash?
don't know, to line the pockets of people who hate theatre, clearly.
That's fucked up, man. That's super messed up.
Oh, it was so bad. Oh, the bit where he was supposed to sing in the song where he goes, "We're breaking free," and he like he was like, "We're breaking."
Oh, the timing.
That was amazing.
God, that was amazing.
All right.
Oh, but so last night I watched videos of Zac Efron just to see how it was
To
supposed
close
to be
that
done.
sidebar.
You purposefully didn't watch this movie when it came out. You were
Yeah.
aware of it
I
as a
was.
product.
Yeah, I didn't want to engage with it.
Did you get wise to the fact that it was none too good or none too well received?
Yeah, I saw the trailer and I saw what it was trying to do, and I thought I want no part of that.
It's funny because that's generally how we make our calls on what movie we're going to do for a season. We're like, yeah, that looks like a bit of us.
I think I would rather watch like a Grown Ups 2 or like Sex and the City 2. I've seen Sex and the City 2 a few times.
Okay, now tell me why.
I don't know.
No, come on, try.
Because
try.
I think Sex and the City 2 for me understands a little bit more how bad it is, whereas this one is like a genuine effort at like an art house film
Yeah.
that's just like failed so miserably that like how will the people involved with it ever regain their confidence to make anything again?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Scathing.
It's
I
a
get what you
scathing
mean.
review.
So Sex and the
'Cause they've
City 2 knows what it is,
It
which
knows
is a
what it
cash
is.
grab. This didn't
Yeah.
know, and this bombed as well, by the way.
And
This was the
Grown-
biggest
yeah.
financial bomb of 2015.
Grown Ups
I
2 was also
know.
much more confidently garbage.
It's
Yes.
walking around burping in
Yes.
people's faces and
Yeah.
stealing their
Yeah.
wallets. This is what that movie's doing.
This one just makes me sad because it represents things that I will no doubt do in my future, which is genuinely try at something and fail.
Wow.
It's all part of the journey.
Yeah, it is all part of the journey, but
amazing.
it's too real.
We've been getting it's not a large amount, but some stick from some quarters that this is a bit of a too easy an option to do for a
Oh,
like a
really?
season. And you've kind of had onto something, which is like, in some ways, this is a way sadder,
Yeah.
more depressing choice because it was an earnest attempt at good filmmaking, and
Big
you couldn't say
time.
that for the other two movies.
Not at all. And like you can tell from the get go, this movie was not about making heaps of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like real tough stuff. I'm sorry to bring the mood down.
No, it's okay.
I'm generally quite forgiving of films.
I would always watch this movie before watching Sex and the City 2.
Really?
With time, the Sex and the City 2 saga of my life has burnt a very dark and
Yeah.
fiery memory into my brain. And that is a poisonous thing to be avoided at all costs.
By the time we got into like the 40s of the watches, we like Guy and I
Yeah,
were in
that's
it.
crazy.
It was a really angry and dark space.
Yeah.
that we were existing in.
It's like a full week of being awake that you spent watching Sex and the City too.
I think so.
And that's what it felt like every time we watched it.
Yeah, that's
That's the
torture.
thing. Not only are you contending with 2 hours and 40 minutes of actual runtime, but it's like being in a hyperbolic time chamber where it feels like days are passing around you. Like there's all like the sun is going down and coming up out the
It's like
window
being
while
in
you're watching.
bad cinema purgatory. You're just stuck.
Horrible.
But that's all in the past. It's
I
not
do a
that we
Shining
need to talk
Light?
about that therapist because that's all
I'd be
happened.
happy to
Did
go
I do a
more
Shining
into it.
Light?
You haven't given a Shining
No.
Light.
I have a second Shining Light if you want me to buy time while you think
Gee.
of one. Or if
Yeah,
you've
that's
got a-
good.
Yeah,
That's
Gee
dangerous that
whiz.
it takes
yeah, I've
one
got
more thing
another
off
one.
the table.
I liked the bit where they said something. He said it's not morning music, and then she was like, "Good thing it's 12:30."
You liked a couple sassy
Yeah, I
little
liked that
quips,
sass.
eh?
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
No, you liked the sass, and then at another point you derided her, the sass for which you were championing her 10 minutes ago.
That's not true. That's
When-
not true. I said you have some hits and some misses. Anyone who's tried to be sassy before will know sometimes it just doesn't work. You got to try things though. That's important.
That's true.
Develops your instincts.
You seem to find that Somali, the character or the performance, was lacking charisma.
I mean, it's woman on woman violence.
Go there. Go there.
I felt like she lacked charisma, but it's not like she was given a lot.
No, exactly.
It's not like here's this three-dimensional, well-rounded character. Really learn about this person and bring it out in the nuance of your performance. It was like, hey, stand there and dance, and we'll slow it down later.
Yeah, true.
What's my motivation?
Yeah.
You love dancing.
You love dancing, and unzip your top a little bit more.
Why am I doing that? It's hot. It's hot outside.
This film was shot in the winter.
Can I go in the pool? No, that's not a swimming pool.
That was my other favorite thing, the looking pool.
It wasn't in the movie. There's something guys said.
I know, but the fact that we all notice that they don't swim in the pool at the pool party, and then
Not allowed.
when someone does fall in the pool, he like full on loses his shit.
James Reed goes ballistic.
Yeah.
That is not a
Well,
swimming pool. It's a looking pool for looking.
There's actually, maybe I enjoyed it.
My Shining, I'll see if I can throw some more fuel on that fire of you loving it. That chair's squeaky. I'll stop moving around on it. Was it, never noticed it before, but Johnny Depp at the back of shot when they're first looking at the apartment when they move in is like, it looks like he's giggling. And all through the movie he is presented as this kind of rough...
Brooding.
Brooding's exactly the word, yeah.
A Ryan Atwood type.
Leather-clad, quiet, powerful.
Tim never gives me anything when I say Ryan Atwood because he didn't watch the OC.
I can kind of tell when you're doing it now because it's like the one reference you'll consistently throw out.
I
And
want
look
him
to
to be
me
a
for
part of this
reaction.
podcast
I
so
have
badly.
no sympathy though for people who get to brood in beautiful pool houses.
No, it's very difficult to feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He had a queen bed.
Was
But
it Coley did?
You
No,
were-
Ryan Atwood.
so you were,
Still on the OC.
how was home? You tell me. I was in Chino.
Is that from the series?
It's a big moment.
Is that?
Yeah, it's when Ryan's finally part of the Coen family. What you were saying, though, Tim, is that Johnny Depp is portrayed as this brooding, deep character.
I've said all I need to.
And the chuckle, what you liked that.
It's like you know when you do a take and you think that you're not in shot, so you just take your foot off the gas.
Yeah.
It looks like that's what's happened.
That's
And
nice.
he's trying to suppress a giggle,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
guess what? They were rolling on you, and it made it to the final cut.
Maybe it was just like a truthful moment. I bet Johnny Depp has a few laughs in real life.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Speaking of Johnny Depp, my shining light was also, you've just triggered a memory for me, a moment of his in the film when they arrive at the party to pick up Zaccoli, and they walk up to James Reed, and Jarhead bros him, even though he doesn't know him, breaking his one cardinal rule. And Johnny Depp says, yeah, we've met before, like a total bumbling idiot. We fucking promoted a club that you DJ at, which you obviously don't give a fuck about us. And then James Reed just ignores him. And Johnny Depp is so satisfied with his contribution to the conversation, he pulls out his little vape and he starts puffing away like a man who has just nailed a second impression, which is something you should never have to do.
It's celebratory, eh? He's smug about it. So actually, we've met before. We promote social on a Thursday, and then it cuts to James Reed. James Reed has a look on his face as if to say, out loud.
I think disdain.
Yeah, you're right.
absolute-
What is the noise for that? for the expression? It's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's brutal. I wouldn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
And then
That
Johnny
took me
Depp
right there.
interprets that serve is like, fuck yes, I've totally earned a few puffs on
That's
this beautiful machine.
probably how he's become part of the friend group in the first place. Is just misreading every social cue
Yeah.
as confirmation that he's doing it right.
I like that idea. I was just thinking about, like, on set, who was the big dog? Because Zac Efron's the most famous one, but then the other guy plays, like, the big brother in the film.
Jarhead.
No, James from the
Oh, yeah.
Feelers. So I wonder who was Alpha.
Zaccoli's alpha.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Okay.
Zaccoli is
All
always
right.
Alpha, I reckon.
Yeah, you're right.
He's
Now that
the
I've said
only
the
bona
question
fide
out loud.
movie star
Yeah.
on display.
Yeah, stand down from that question.
Fuck, he's hot.
Yeah, he's real hot.
He was looking good this
That's
week.
why they had that shower scene. He's been working out since last week.
Yeah, I don't know what he's done, but it's worked.
Yeah, he's been on a diet. He cut out carbs.
Yeah, he's been eating his own pasta, Zaccoli. It's carb free.
Oh, Zaccoli.
He's a gorgeous man. There's no getting away from that face.
No, he's stunning.
Like you
looking.
get him and Somale on Zaccoli and Somale on screen at the same time. That is a
Too much heat.
That is a very good-looking
At that point,
couple.
you're just
Zaccoli
seeing
and who? Oh,
Sonali,
Sonali, okay.
Emily or Sophie. Emily's
Okay.
her real name. Sophie's the character's name.
Okay.
And I can never remember which way, so I just kind of combine them.
Yeah.
But it's at that point when people are that beautiful and hanging out together, you're just seeing raw genetics at that point. It's like
Yeah.
kind of disgusting. It's a bit much. It's like, oh, there's a lot of
Yeah.
biology going on there.
I was just imagining Zaccoli's parents and Somale's parents having sex in like a split screen in my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
To produce
Why
both
not?
of those people.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Zac Efron gets an award for most improved in terms of looks, I reckon.
From
Well, I was High
watching
School
that
Musical.
terrible production of High School Musical. He's come a long way since Friday.
In a mere 12 hours, he's turned it all around.
Yeah, it's like it felt quite weird then, because when you guys were like to me today, do you find him attractive? The reason I felt weird about it is because I'd just seen those videos about him last night, you know, where he's like 17.
Yeah.
Felt a bit pervy.
Oh, I
He's
see.
Yeah.
very much his own man now.
He is. He's really grown into himself.
How old
Most
is-
improved award.
Is Zac Efron these days?
I reckon 27.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds right.
about that.
I'll have a look. I hope he doesn't we don't lose him to that 27 club. He's got the talent.
Oh, Tim.
No way,
What a
Jose.
bleak prediction.
Well, I'm just saying I hope it doesn't happen.
But that's lovely to say that he's in that. You know,
While
he's got the
Tim
talent.
researches that,
He's 28
Alice.
He's the
and
Amy
a
Winehouse
Scorpio.
of films.
Oh, wait. No, he's not a Scorpio. What's October?
It's the
Unimportant.
10th month.
Thanks.
good comeback.
Nailed it.
Love where your head's at.
I only know the Leo star sign.
I would now like to introduce you to another regular segment, Alice.
It's Libra.
I'm a Libra,
There you go. Continue.
as if it means something.
Wait a minute, when's your birthday?
September 29.
Oh, okay, you're on the joining.
No, I'm as much a Libra as anyone else.
Oh, wait, no,
is.
it's 21st, isn't it?
Do you know what I
Well,
learnt the other day is that all the star signs are apparently spoken
Bullshit.
about. No, they're real. But they're done for the Northern Hemisphere. So, like, when we read them, they're aligned wrong because we're in the Southern Hemisphere. Something
We're
like
reading
that.
about
That
yesterday.
makes sense. 'Cause Greece is in the Northern Hemisphere.
My mum was telling me about it.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
one.
they're also bullshit. Like, it's a bunch of people who thousands of
That
years
was
ago
her
got
only
drunk,
problem.
got fucking wasted, looked in the sky and started seeing pictures
That's
where
so
there weren't
funny.
I have never once read a star sign and thought that didn't sound like me. In all honesty. Every time I read them, I'm like, yep,
You can construct broad sweeping statements like that and people just fall into them.
yeah.
You
They're
know?
very comforting.
You're
They're like a
blowing up
blanket.
this spot, bro. Shut your mouth.
I'm the first one to crack onto this.
What I was going to say to you, though,
garbage raw.
Alice, is a segment that we bookmarked with you during the film. It's
Yeah.
got its own theme song. It goes, Getting Sentimental with James Reed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's when James Reed arrives, very excited. He's gotten a little sentimental, and he's gotten a gift for Zaccoli.
Oh, yeah. It's weird that they don't show the gift.
Well, no, they do show the gift.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, fuck. I stopped paying attention.
That's all right.
No, well, 'cause we
they
were
show it
explaining
later.
this.
Because you're
They show,
explaining the
they
segment
sh-
to me.
They show the box. They show the
Yeah.
MacBook Pro box, and then it's kind of ignored because you're like, well, if it's a MacBook Pro box, we probably know what's in it. But classic misdirect from Maximum Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh, so what was the actual gift, or do you not
Well, you
say?
did, that's your
That's
job.
what we're
okay,
here to
all
try
right.
and figure out.
Will you tell me off the air, though, what the actual gift was on the film?
The actual one is a MacBook Pro.
Oh, so he did actually get a MacBook
Well,
Pro.
so it's suggested, but it's
Okay.
unconfirmed.
Oh, I understand now. Sorry, I'm a few steps behind. Well, what I said, my initial thought was that it was a little coffin for a pet.
I forgot you said that, and I'm glad you remembered.
Such a threatening gift.
Because you said something about the size of a MacBook Pro, and I was like, I could put a cat in that.
I don't think you could.
I don't know, because it might not be
Very
deep enough.
thin cat.
A shoebox is more appropriate for a cat. But I could probably put a rat in it. Or actually maybe a family of rats. Like,
A family of rats.
yeah, it's for your family of rats.
Rat butlers,
Or-
because he does say it's a self-serving gift.
Yeah. Or maybe he went to like a carnival and he printed out a fake degree and he got it framed. And the degree was in EDM. And he gave it to Zakola.
That's cute.
Don't you reckon?
That is
God, that's cute.
That one is especially
Yes.
sentimental. That
Yes,
was
it
nice.
is.
I
Yeah.
almost said especially, like that cute 3-year-old child from before.
The one who says, Zakola.
No, that's
Biscotti.
that's
Biscotti.
you as a 26-year-old.
That's me playing 26.
Hire me.
Please. I'm free at the moment.
Well, if your forecast career trajectory is anything to go
That's
by,
true.
there's a lot to look forward to.
It's about to take off.
Including a few speed bumps as you try in earnest to
Yeah.
make something good.
Although yesterday we made graphs with our hands as to how we experienced our career going, and mine skyrocketed, but just after my death.
What context was this in?
I can't remember, just chatting about life.
Fire out.
Life
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You have cooler conversations than me.
Well,
More
you just
time
talk
on my hands.
about all you do is talk about we are your friends.
That's true. And defend the Android ecosystem, all and sundry. Well, that might do it. Do we have any other business?
We have one other piece of business, which I think is pretty important business, actually. I mean, you and I, Tim, are obviously very wealthy film executives looking to invest in an exciting new project. We're sort of all out of ideas. We've got more money than sense. And you, Alice, are an
Yeah.
exciting young screenwriter who's just penned
Okay.
an absolute belter to the tune of We Are Your Friends. And you're about to come to our office.
Yeah.
And we've got our big brass balls on the table. I want you to know that.
Huge balls.
Surrounded by mountains of cash.
Okay.
Why should we make this movie?
We are your friends.
That
All
you have
right.
just written.
That I've just written. I understand the game now. Gentlemen,
Hello. Would you like us to put our balls back in our trousers?
I would.
Certainly.
They're making me uncomfortable, but I want the money and I'll do anything.
They're very heavy to have hanging loose because they're made of brass.
We're off to a strong start. Your priorities are in the right place. Let's hear about the script you're clutching.
Okay, I've just written a script and it stars Zac Efron. He's not yet attached to the project, but I'm confident we can get him because I've heard he loves electronic music.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know this about Zakola.
Yes, you didn't?
I was at one of his pasta launches last night. He's looking good. Kid's looking trim.
Yeah, he is. And you know why? And we've played into that actually in the script. He's going to have a history and track.
Oh.
And yeah, so what we've got is a moody art film piece where he loves EDM. He's got a mentor. He falls in love with the mentor's girl.
That's a spicy wrinkle.
And if you like premature death and ODs,
I
then
do.
I've also got something 3/4 of the way through the script that will blow your mind because a little character who we introduce and love and then never see again dies.
Wow.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
listening.
And then post-death, Zakola, he really finds himself and he
Well,
develops...
you would. Something
you
like
would.
that happens in your life. You'd have
Yeah.
to get it together.
It's a tragedy. And he goes to the world for its sounds, for its natural sounds and its industrial sounds. He records them on his iPhone, but we could put an Android in there if you wanted to, for product placement.
That would
Yeah.
actually
Satisfy
serve
a
a
colleague.
current client I'm dealing with.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
I bet it would. And
You're not afraid that won't stick out like a sore thumb? People will see through that
I
ruse?
would, but like every artist has to make some compromises. That's something I am worried because who would ever fucking believe that someone doesn't have an iPhone? But I'm sure we'll move past
You
it.
wrote it.
Yeah, it's fiction. And he records sounds from nature and industry, and he puts them together with some spoken words from his dead friend, and it blows up. It's
He records
huge.
them on his phone.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So
That
there's
sounds terrible.
lots of opportunities. Well, the sound is terrible from the phone. Yeah, that's for sure.
Surely he'd
tinny.
torpedo the gig if that's what happened.
Yeah, it's you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I even brought it up. It's just, I don't know. You know, you've got to have an idea in this industry, don't you? It's all about putting it forward rather
Well, listen,
than...
there's some good elements
No,
in there. I like
no,
a bit about
you can't convince me of it.
premature
No
death.
need for this about
No,
face.
don't.
Oh, come
don't,
on. No, we'll
please.
make it.
No, don't.
come-
I don't
we'll
want
make the
you to
movie.
Make it. You don't.
How much
I
do
don't
you want? How
you
much
to
money
make
do you
it.
need
Look,
to
I
make it?
got $100,000 right here.
No, I can't
Take
take
it. Take it.
I
Honestly, we've
can't
got
take
too much. Take it.
$100,000.
Here, put it in your
No.
pockets.
No,
Okay,
all
how
right.
much have
putting,
you got?
I'm
I've got-
putting that in my pockets, but I'm only using it at cafes. I'm not making the movie.
Look, I've got $400,000 here.
I
Is that enough?
can't. No.
How much do you need?
Go,
I need.
please,
I need like.
get it out of here. We're not looking. Get it out of here.
Okay.
Get the
all
money
right,
out of here.
Fine. Fine.
Take anything you need.
I'll give you $5 million right now.
Okay.
If we can make this movie.
I'm really hesitant too, but all right, I'll take it.
Fantastic.
I'll put it in my bank.
Here's all of the money.
you.
Congratulations, we're going to make a film.
You just got played.
Pardon?
I played hard to get, and you fell for it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I believe in this
No.
movie.
Reverse psychology.
Oh, god damn it, she's right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, we've done it again.
Fell into my sweet little pocket. You got catfished.
After growing up to and Sex in the City 2, if our bosses hear about this, we're going to be sunk.
This is the death nail. This is the end of us.
Yeah. That's how I would do it. I
Hey, well
reckon.
done.
Thank
what
you.
What an
I
interesting
wasn't-
methodology.
Listen, I'm not a natural salesperson.
I don't believe it. You've already sold me on going to
Yeah.
that god-awful musical at the Civic in this
I'm
movie.
not a natural salesperson because I struggle very much to lie. And I couldn't think of anything that was really going to blow up this film. Also, I have a real monotone that I'm aware of. So when I think I'm sounding enthusiastic, I don't sound any different to anyone else.
You're like Captain Holt.
Who?
Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, that's me.
yeah.
That is me. Ugh, yeah.
That is me. I'm a gay police chief.
A gay black
African
police
American
chief.
police
You better
chief.
get back to work, Captain Holt. What are you doing in a studio in Greyland?
Righto. So look, that's it. That's watch number 12 behind us now.
What a ride. Make sure you check out Alice's...
Yeah, listen to Boners of the Heart. And if I
Yeah, I
haven't
was
convinced
actually
you,
going to leave Guy hanging out there to see if he could remember it.
yeah, Guy's a huge supporter of it.
I am.
Yeah.
Guy hates women in comedy. That's why
That's
he
true.
refuses to memorize the name.
That is not true. I would like to be on the record as refuting that statement.
As the only woman in this room, I can say that. That is, in fact, true. Guy does hate women in comedy.
Oh, Alice, you're funny. I just don't like you fundamentally as a person, okay?
Oh, I've heard that before.
All right, everybody. This seems like a high to go out on.
Alice, what you do? Tweet say?
Yeah, I do sometimes. I haven't done one lately, but I've got one in the tank, and I can't wait to put it out into the sphere.
How do we find you?
Alice
How
at
do we
Alice
find that one tweet?
at Alice Snedden.
Oh,
That's it. SNEDDEN.
Yeah, that is.
Did
yeah.
you remember the password to your primary account?
Did I have an issue with that?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of... No, I'm thinking of
I
someone
discovered
else.
yesterday I've got 2 Instagrams because I had one and then forgot I had it and signed up to a new one.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah, I've actually got more followers.
You're a maniac. You should project 2 different lives. One of them where you pursue law and
I
the other
should.
comedy.
Oh my
I
god,
should.
make them fork and it'll be like sliding doors
Oh my god,
unfolding
that's a
in real
great
time.
idea. Tune in to. Do listen to the podcast though. I think it'll be good.
Fantastic vote of confidence from a true New Zealand hero. We'll see you soon. Play that dastardly intro again.
This movie's still fine.
One of them dies, that goes screw. One of them's a hottie, his name is Jay. One of them looks like Johnny Depp, and his name is Johnny Depp.
Classic Maximum Joseph.
You forget that films are supposed to have a point.